love me, yeah, they love me. First love yourself. For that, and God we trust me. I don't trust myself. Your jewelry, I get it took. No show.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Florida, Texas, and New York, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog Fantasy app. They will also match your first deposit up to $100, and you get a special pick when you sign up. Of course, I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your host, Cam, and soon joined by Mase.
Stat, what up?
I'm
what's
good.
up?
How are you?
What's happening? You good?
You can hit a fist bump. Yes.
That's what's up.
How are you?
Everything's good, man.
That's good. Okay. And today we are joined by our football analyst, Maurice Claret.
Mo, what up, baby? What's good? I see the shirt. Yo, you got a whole... Mace ribs is broke. He working there. yo, man, that shirt, whoever's making your shirt, I want to place an order. So for those who don't know, he has on my high school basketball picture with me and Mase actually on the team, on the shirt. That's like, I was in 11th grade. I think Mase was in 12th grade. But that shirt is fire, crispy. I don't know if your family's actually doing it, but man, we love it, man. Thank you so much for the love every week on the shirts, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, look, all good. You gotta, you see it. I put myself in there too.
Oh, you in the middle? That's you. Okay, that's what's up, man.
Hey.
Who does these shirts for you?
No, my lady do them.
Okay.
And I got it from Bay. So I told her, let's call Day.
From Bay. That's what's up, man.
We hit Coach Gatling up,
Yeah.
I know a couple people, right?
Man, yes, sir.
But I will say this. Look, I was ready for this week after, the song online.
Okay.
So I didn't know what we was going to be on today.
Nah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. I see you reposted it and all that. So I appreciate that, man. Ohio show, man. Love King James. Oh, Freddie. Oh, yeah. We on that type of time. Yeah, we on that type. Yeah. Hey, I might pull up on you on Halloween. Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's why you my nigga, man. Word, Mo. Thank you, man.
I got something. Hey, look, I got something else for you, right? So there's been a lot of stuff in the news.
Right.
Jada getting the news. We got one of these too.
Oh, shit. my nigga Mo came ready. You ready every week, man. You may be the most prepared, man. You know what? We got to figure out how to get you and OJ on here at the same time. Yes. I would love to see that conversation between you and OJ, man. Y'all both come very prepared every week. But I'm going to say that you're a little more prepared because you fit whatever criteria is going on for the week. OJ just bandwagoning from week to week. If it's the Bills, if it's the 49ers, UFC, you're fit for the occasion, man. We appreciate you, man, every week.
Hey, well, look, listen to me. I understand everything from the professional sport realm. I understand when you're talking about, the stuff smell like garlic. We get all that.
Yeah.
I understand the whole realm, so I fit into everything. That's what I'm trying to say.
You know what I'm saying, man? This is the shit I'm talking about. Niggas don't be understanding when it come in the fingers, it smell like garlic. Like, look, we might be doing too much for this show, man, but I'm glad that you know what I know that you know. So, a lot of that shit go over people's head because they don't know. Like Stat, when I said everyone smell like garlic, you knew what I was talking about?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. Hey, look, but you forgot to catch me. Look, I even said I wanted to go, holler at Maxine, the CI who, gave up too much BI.
Second
a lot
verse.
Of folks ain't know about that.
Yeah, second verse. Or the second verse, I'm giving mine regardless. Yeah, when she went off, she came back with the sheep coat and all that. Niggas like, where'd she get the sheep coat from? Yo, you in tune, my nigga. You in tune, man. I appreciate that. For those who don't have the Lost Files mixtape, make sure you go download my latest mixtape I put out about a month ago. It's called The Lost Files. We're going to shoot a new video for it. Obviously, Mo is in tune a little more than the rest of y'all. So we may call him for a breakdown of the EP, man. Mo, I appreciate you so much, man.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
So I can tell
Back
you
to the
who's
responsible conversation.
No, we needed to start the show off like that. That needed to happen.
Nah, it's lit. Okay, so I can tell you who's not in tune. Senator Joe Manchin, in response to the kids money are making from NIL, he said it's hard to root for the kids when they're starting as multimillionaires as freshmen and sophomores. So he went on a whole rant. So how do you feel about this statement, Maurice?
Oh, I started off.
Yes.
The first thing you have to do is understanding where the stuff comes from, right? So he's just a senator, but he's engineered by lobbyists, right? And a lot of people, just the average person, has never been on Capitol Hill to even understand how the stuff goes, right? So these large corporations hire lawyers. The lawyers have an agenda to basically support the corporations who they work for, right? And so they go to Joe and they say, hey, man, these athletes on these campuses are fucking up our money, right? And essentially what happens, which a lot of people don't know, and I think the company's name is like Ladera. They're the huge marketing firm along with individual corporations who buy the marketing for universities. They buy the ticket sales. They do joint ventures with their marketing and sponsorship to the public. And what happens is they pay millions of dollars to basically exist in that space, be on people's scoreboards. And for the most part, they get a chance to take all of the athletes' name, image, and likeness for all sports for free. Well, what happened was that you had athletes with this name, image, and likeness thing. These people have found a way, whether you like, a local chicken spot, a local car company, or whatever, you can now give your money to the athlete, and all of the fans who watch that athlete, they are basically watching that person compete with these larger brands or compete with these larger companies who pay millions of dollars to exist in that space. So say you're a Toyota, right? And you represent Ohio State, or you have a sponsorship with Ohio State, but your star player, Marvin Harrison, he represents Ford. Well, all of the eyes are on Marvin Harrison and him representing Ford and him talking about Ford for a lot less money than what they paid to basically exist in this large space. And so this whole thing is about money. And the irony of all this is that the dude, Joe's best friend since childhood, is Nick Saban. So these people are trying to write policy. So like when Nick Saban said that stuff about Deion a long time ago, that just wasn't a statement. These statements are then given to friends and people who can write policy to sort of minimize what these people have going on. So we joke about this stuff all the time. We talk about it loosely, but this stuff is big business. And, this is just an example of it.
Yeah. Look, man. I read some comments on this after you sent it to me, Mo, and a lot of people, especially in the college world, if you're not the Nick Sabans, I guess, are people in his circle that are like, shut the fuck up, Joe. Just shut up. I'm reading a quote here that says, maybe you would like to get rich the old-fashioned way, by getting elected to Congress, trading stocks by privileged information, and exchanging legislative favors or campaign contributions. And look, because it's more than one way. And excuse I'm gonna pause this to milk a cow. So because they're not doing things traditionally your way or the way that he's used to, and kids are making the money that these colleges have been benefiting off for years, then you have a problem with it. It's hard to root for them when they have $1 million coming in. So don't get me wrong, you always want to see hunger from anybody, but just because you have money, that doesn't mean you're not hungry. So at the end of the day, these colleges have been making money for years. Now you're saying it's hard to root for them because they're making a couple dollars, and then this isn't even like they're making 20, 30, $40 million. They're making a few $1 million, which is very good for a college athlete, but they're not even factoring into what state you're in. So let's say, for instance, we was talking about NIL last week, I believe. And Shador is
4.8.
4.8. He's number one. I don't know what the taxes are in Colorado, but if it's anywhere near LA or New York, then you're already down 40% to 50% of what you're making. So let's just do Shador, for example, and let's just use California state tax, just for an example. I don't know what Colorado state tax is. You got 4.8. You pay your taxes, so now you're down to about 2.8 2.9. The cost of living, when you're a kid, you got to get a lot of shit out your system. Me, personally, I had to get pink Range Rovers. I had to get Lamborghinis. I had to get 1,700 chains around my neck. It's just shit that I had to do that just had to happen when you young and you getting some money.
How much you spending in a strip club?
Yeah, strip club. See, back then, to be honest with you, I don't know if you were there or not, but I won't say. But we used to go to the whorehouse. Watch the strip club. I don't know if Mase was there or not. Duke was there. I'm not going to say if I remember you there. But we took our money to the whorehouse. Wasn't no strip club like that. You know, so we didn't have to throw a lot of money. You know, that little $90 fold up and go in the bathroom stall was a little different. So, I can't recall if you I can't recall if you were there or not. But we handled things a little differently in that day.
Yeah, I really meant for this generation. We know back in our days.
Oh, you asked me what I was doing. I'm just saying.
If we spending money, we gotta get something in exchange. Yo, my rib.
But you know, and don't get me wrong to bring that up. And don't get me wrong, these days I don't mind spending a little money on a female, but people be lying if they say music doesn't motivate a lot of things.
Yeah.
And not saying that you should listen to a lot of music, but to go off your point, we fresh off of Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Eat on these nuts and suck the dick. So, you know, we come off Wu-Tang, you can have anything in this world except cream. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of music that was telling us not to give females money. And, you know, I don't mind giving a female a couple dollars, they deserve it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I grew out of that little something. You know what I'm saying? You do a little something for me, I do a little something for you. So
scratch your back.
So I get that. You know what I'm saying? Now you got, and don't get me wrong, this is my nigga. Like I'm talking about Drake. Drake is my nigga. Like that's my boy. Nigga say, just because I threw a 10-piece at it don't mean that we in a relationship. Like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Nigga,
little Richard on the car. He going crazy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now it's like, nigga, I threw a 10 stacks. I don't even mean I like her like that. You know what I'm saying? So music drives certain things. But I just think a lot of people with this particular topic we're talking about are salty because these guys are making money and they're showing it off depending on who you are, especially Shador. And they're bragging about it as they should. They work hard. And these colleges have been making billions off these kids for years, even video games, so on and so forth. I remember the O'Bannon brothers went back and sued, I don't know if it was Sega or whoever, for them using their likeness on video games. And everybody in the video, they won the lawsuit, but it was like 10,000 college players they had. Everybody
won. Split the money.
Everybody won. It was like $1 million they won, and everybody ended up getting like $212 and some crazy shit. So I'm just happy that kids are getting what they're supposed to get. I'm sorry, people like you, Mo, who could have made a shitload of money in college, didn't get the benefit from that. But you know, you, Chris Webber.
Yeah, he paved the way.
Y'all the trailblazers, and y'all paved the way for these kids to do what they're doing now.
Yeah, and they've been getting that money for a long time. The colleges has been swimming in all of that money for decades. And I remember when we first started, we said we need an audit. We need an audit for all of the money that companies have made, colleges have made, and kids have just gotten an education from it, and they told us that was enough. So I think the money that they're getting today is well worth it.
I agree. And I'm also not hating on anybody who's making money. If they're making money, shout out to them. Okay, so we got to do a recap of the recent college games that definitely left many people surprised. First, USC versus Notre Dame. USC lost 48-20. So Maurice, what's your thoughts on that game?
Well, I was surprised. I think the whole world was. I didn't think that they were going like 4 games in a row playing ranked teams. I'm talking about Notre Dame. And so I didn't think that they would have like, I don't know, just the mental focus that you need to just play at a high level week in and week out. And then just they had some brutal losses. but they surprised me. And then Caleb Williams, I thought he was going to perform better than what he did and go out and run and sort of win the Heisman. And I had him like with all of the ranked teams in their division. I had him beating them and then going ahead and just at least having great performances. But it didn't happen. So USC, I mean, surprised me. He probably hurt his chances to be the two-time Heisman Trophy winner again. But that's the nature of the game.
Mm. So you don't think he could win Heisman now?
No, I think you have like this. I don't want to call it a Cinderella story, but the Oregon and Washington game, and I was hitting you up. One, I was hitting you up, let you know that you have some Georgia Bulldogs, Champ Bailey. They can educate you on some of the players and the history of the game, right? So I was tagging you. so I was tagging you, but they have like when Michael Penix went and beat Oregon, that was like a huge game. I'm talking about I haven't seen a college football game that good in I don't know a number of years. And his transfer from Indiana now and him sort of like having this resurgence of his career and then him beating Bo Nix and they'll probably go ahead and win out the rest of the season and run to the playoffs. I think that's like a better story. So like, and I keep on saying it. It sounds bogus to some people, but a lot of this stuff is what is the magical story? Like if you have two stories and stats are similar, like is the story that Michael Penix went from Indiana, went to Washington, Caleb Williams struggle. I just think it goes to Michael Penix if he can go and win out, or JJ McCarthy. The kid up in Michigan, he's playing real well too.
Mm.
No, so that was going to be my question, but you kind of already answered it. That do you think that Penix is the front runner right now for the Heisman? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think he's the front. Yeah, I think he's the front runner for the Heisman because they play a style of game that is exciting to most people, right? So he's out there throwing for 40, 50, 40 or 50 points each game. He's actually real good. I've never seen him play prior to him playing Oregon, but he was composed, he was well. And then after the game, I think that's the moment that they're going to build off of. Like his whole family came out from Florida. He was like, he struggled for 4 years. He finally got it back together. He did an interview. He broke down and cried. And when you see his name mentioned, you always see that article next to it. So I think like that right there does something to people emotionally where they pull in and say, okay, I'm rooting for this kid. I think Michigan style of football, they'll win and they're dominant. And I think that they're better than Georgia right now, just from the style of play, like in the continuity. But I just see it going to Michael Penix as long as he can go ahead and play well for the rest of the season. That's going to be the story that I think people get excited about.
Gotcha.
So you touched on a couple of the players. You talked about Michael Penix, Caleb Williams, JJ McCarthy. So what are your thoughts on Jordan Travis? Because he's been in the top 5 recently. Do you see him having a chance, or you think that Michael Penix's performance in the game outshines?
I don't know. They have a good chance this week. They'll play Duke at home. And so Duke is a ranked team. They have a great defense. And so I'll wait to see what he does for that. They've played well to get to this point. They've been playing well since the beginning of the season. But I'll see what he does this week. And if he goes out this week and dominates Duke in their home game, which they might do because Duke has their quarterback, he was injured and he might play. I don't know, but they do have a good defense. So we'll see if he comes back and plays well this week, and then maybe we have a conversation. But right now, it's like this emotional pull for Michael Penix. And then when you look at the ranked teams that they play moving forward, and if they can sort of keep this momentum, I think that I just know I think he'll be in New York come I think it's December when they announce the Heisman.
Good point. So looking ahead, there's a couple of big games to look forward to. 2 undefeated teams, Ohio State versus Penn State. They'll be playing this Saturday, and of course, somebody's got to lose. So, Maurice, who do you see winning this game?
Ohio State by far. They've somehow, some way, they've pieced together all of these wins that they've had. They haven't been pretty, but nonetheless, they've been able to piece them together and put the points up on the board that are needed, for most of these people to win. And it's no knocks to Penn State, but if you look at the history of them just coming to Columbus and them not playing well in the stadium, these atmospheres play a huge factor in it. Just people playing on the road, people used to beating people in their home state or in their home field. I think all of that stuff contributes to me, going for Ohio State, but I think Ohio State pulls it off.
I mean, I don't even know why they asked us this question, Mo.
Yeah, who would have thought you was going to pick Penn State?
I don't know why they even brought this up on you can't
came up with this
You don't
question?
come to Columbus with that nonsense, man.
Yeah.
It's very rare you come to Columbus and you get a victory. It don't matter who it is. We don't play that shit around there. You hear me?
Yeah, and even if they're trying to turn it around, they ain't going to be able to do
niggas,
it.
Y'all hear me? We don't play that in Columbus, all right? So don't come up here with the dumbass questions talking about what's going to happen this weekend.
Okay. You talking about a dumb question. Let me ask you a good question because I was hurting all the way over here to ask you this question.
Okay.
You had a lyric. Yeah. What song is this? It says, "Cause I follow for figures, my hollowing triggers, swallow a nigga like a bottle of liquor." What did you mean by Oh my goodness.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Swallow a nigga like a bottle of liquor.
I can't wait.
I was hurting all the way over here.
I can't wait.
I said, yo, please God, just let me make it to the studio.
I can't wait. This is gonna be every day. You better be prepared every single day because I'm going in the archives. I'm telling you.
As soon as you said that yesterday, they sent me all your lyrics. Niggas on Instagram. It's petty. They sent me a whole archive. I said I'm gonna start with this one. So let me read it for those who are hearing this for the first time. Cause I follow for figures.
Yo.
All right. Mahalo my trigger. Swallow a nigga like a bottle of liquor.
That was crazy. I don't even know the song you're talking about. Yeah. I have no idea. But what I will say this. What I will say is that was great. That was really great.
Yeah.
That was really great, man.
Do my research.
What I'll say is this, and I brought this up. I brought this lyric up before.
Yeah.
But with all the shit going on right now, I thought I asked.
Yeah.
Yo, Mo, the nigga said, I was murdered. P. Diddy made me pretty. I did it for the money. Could a nigga get with me? So you was murdered and P. Diddy made you pretty and you did it for the money. Could a nigga get with me? Now, I ain't gonna front, but what you said, it was terrible what I said. But know what was going on. I don't know, but you won today. You got it. You won because I used that line a few times. So I got to go in the archives. You got that.
Yeah.
You got that.
Yeah.
But Ohio State, we don't play that shit. But
they don't play
that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. I like that pause. It's on. It's definitely popping. And y'all suck ass niggas out there sending niggas lyrics, man. Bitch ass niggas out there.
It was a nigga from Ohio, too. He said, don't say nothing. I'm from Ohio.
Oh, man, as much as I fucking rub, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's good, though. I like that.
This is great. So on the topic of hip hop, we're going to go to a break. And when we return, we will talk about hip hop's effect on sports. Don't go anywhere.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. What's stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it, wanna be free. Why am I in this woman wanna be free? Hell, I don't wanna see her walk away. I wish somebody told me the rules. Disagreements let her win, then it's cool. Even when I'm right, this ain't about you.
Welcome back. So let's get into our Underdog Fantasy picks of the day. On Sunday, the Chargers will play the Chiefs. Underdog Fantasy has Justin Herbert at 1.5 passing touchdowns. Do you have him higher or lower? Mase.
Herbert, let's see. 1.5 passing touchdowns. Kansas City, I'm gonna go higher. Because he's gonna have to put up some points. He's gonna have to put up points.
I'm gonna agree because not saying it always works for a lot of people, but when Kansas City's like the target that we was talking about, people want to beat them. I think Justin Herbert's gonna rise for the occasion. I don't know if they're gonna win the game, but I think that he'll have a good game being because it's Kansas City. Everybody wants to be Kansas City, so I think it'll be higher as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Austin Eckler is at 47.5 rushing yards. Do you have him higher or lower? Cam.
I'm gonna go lower.
Yeah, I'll go. Pause. I'm going lower too.
Okay. And Patrick Mahomes is at 2 passing touchdowns. Do you have him higher or lower? Mase.
Going higher, you know? I can see him having 3.
I'm gonna go higher as well. I think Patrick Mahomes is due for one of them 5 touchdown games, one of them 4 touchdown games. He hasn't had a real breakout game. Not saying that they're playing well and they only lost that first game of the season, but I think we've been spending a little too much time on Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and Pat.
Ready to get there.
Pat, like, yo, I let
That's my team.
niggas shine, all right? Enough's enough, all right? Let's get back to business. So I'm gonna go higher as well.
I definitely agree. Make sure to download the Underdog Fantasy app and you can make your picks too. We are joined back by our football analyst, Maurice Claret. Okay, so we've talked a lot about how hip hop could be affecting a lot of these younger athletes. I want you guys to give your perspective on how the two spaces could be blended where it's beneficial rather than a negative impact, or do you think that's not possible?
First of all, before we start, Mo, that's that shirt. Where you get that shirt from?
Yeah, that's what you came in late. That's what I was saying.
Oh, Mo, let me see that shirt.
I got it from Dave.
Dave.
and yo, Murder, he put himself in the middle. That's him in the middle.
Yeah, it's better than the dude that was there anyway.
Nigga, this BJ like that. That's a fact.
Yo, BJ murdered this you on That's the effect right there that they got on sports.
Right.
When you think of hip hop is supposed to influence artists to do like their best and to play their best game. I know Killer was talking about when he was on the layup line, it was a team. A record he used to always play. What was that? Public Enemy?
It was a tournament called Small Fry. We had to be like 5'1" and under, so we was like 12 years old. And I used to listen to Public Enemy all the time. And you know, we was just talking about this yesterday. The music had you so hyped that you didn't even pay attention to what the lyrics was. We didn't even know it was a positive message behind the lyric. But yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, on the layup line, my record was Redman, Time for Some Action. That record come on, everybody start going crazy.
Right. But to chime in what Mason's saying, look, I'm not gonna lie, it depends on your mentality. And you may have a song that makes you angry to motivate you to play better. That doesn't mean when the game is over to go clap somebody or shoot at somebody. This may motivate you to play better. Like great example, and it'll probably never happen again, but shout out to Allen Iverson. You know, his Hall of Fame speech, he shouted out me and Mase, Michael Jackson, and other people.
Wow.
to say that we were the soundtrack to his whole NBA career. He named about 5 or 6 artists. And he said, me, Mase, Michael Jackson. It was like 2 or 3 other people I can't think off the top of my head, but he's like, I want to thank you guys so much because you were the soundtrack to my whole NBA career. And you're like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
crazy.
That's wild. Because, you know, I've heard about Allen Iverson's top 5 two guards ever. And then for him to name us at his Hall of Fame speech, you know, it probably won't happen again. You never know who will name us, but that's pretty big for Allen Iverson to name us. So music does motivate people. It gets people in the mood. When you're looking at these games and people are warming up, they have their headphones on. They're shooting around with headphones, or they're running on the field with their headphones on, or their AirPods in. So music does motivate it, not just hip hop. You know, they want to use hip hop because a lot of younger kids listen to hip hop, and some negative things may have transpired lately. Especially Bub just brought it up with Mikey Williams listening to Rallo and or whoever he was listening to.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to figure out what's the disconnect when the game is over. Like, yo, the game is over. Put the music away and practice. So that's what I have to say about it. It's a way to navigate it, but I think sometimes people are putting themselves in these musicians' shoes when they're athletes, and they have to remember that they're athletes.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I was in Dallas one time watching the Dallas Mavericks warm up. It was the craziest story I ever seen, right? So everybody's out there playing Future. Everybody is, you know, working out to Drake. They working out to 21 Savage. And then everybody just started clearing the court. And I was like, what's going on? Then Luka comes out and he started playing Making My Way Downtown. That's
my shit.
I really miss you.
I want to see you.
And I
That's
was
my
like,
shit.
yo, he's really warming up to this and working out. And everybody left. And it was like, yo, he does this all the time. So I don't know how you talk about the influence of music. He's listening to that, but he's going out there killing.
Yeah, I mean.
And it was like all Disney playlists.
But see, that's a great point. Who left? The niggas?
The niggas left.
Yeah. I can't get jiggy with this. All the
It was
niggas
like niggas was out there balling.
Niggas
was out playing hard defense, working on their handle. And as soon as he came out, it just started playing that Disney music. And I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, different music.
He was hyped too. He was super hyped.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know exactly what part of Europe Luka's from, but what a lot of people don't realize is.
And he probably had like 40 too.
Yeah. I mean, Luka gonna get his numbers. What a lot of people don't realize is that these countries overseas is way fucking worse than what we got going on. So you think you from the meanest projects in America, or you from this town in the South and we don't give a fuck because you got Drez and you got the Draco. Yo, what about when a nigga throw a grenade in your house, nigga?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Into the cafe.
Yeah, exactly.
And you survived it.
Yeah, exactly. So at the end of the day, we got to stop acting like we have the toughest cities in America when I salute these these athletes, artists or whoever from overseas who make it out these messed up situations into a better situation, because we take what we got for granted, I believe, and think that we struggle because all of us are not living that well when they come from way worse situations than we do.
Real quick, Maurice, before you elaborate too, I just also wanted to bring up, I feel like there's 2 different extremes, because I mean, I know you guys were saying like you guys were bumping different music, but I mean, if you see now what's viral is like in the locker room, you know who they're bumping now? Sexy Red. Like they saying
there was some guys
like, you know what I'm saying? Ski, Hellcat, SRT, like it's different. So like, I just wanted to
sassy
know
athletes.
like your opinion on that. Like, you know,
it is the sassy athletes. It's their decade.
Hey, man, if you want to twerk in the locker room around your niggas, that's on you, man. I ain't got nothing to do with it, man. I seen niggas. I know exactly what you talking about.
Yeah.
That nigga was twerking and doing the Tootsie Roll with spandex on.
Yeah, stay an athlete. Stay an athlete.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm not going to say the wrong thing because That teaches me new shit every day. And listen, no disrespect. I just didn't know that it was okay for everybody to wear fingernail polish these days. I didn't know Stat said she cool with it. So I was like, I guess the girls is cool with it. I didn't know. I ain't gonna pay my shits, but I'm just telling you, I didn't know that it was accepted that much amongst females.
What you think? Is that make them like super swag to be able to do that? Confident?
I don't think it makes them confident. I just feel like they do it to be different.
No, but I'm saying you as a female, do you think it's like, oh, he must be swagged out, he a rock star?
Definitely don't think that. Rock star, that's kind of like the it right now. So it's like, I could see that, but I just don't care. So.
There you have it.
Yeah, and I'm not dissing. I'm just saying that I'm learning about it.
We're trying to get the information.
I'm just trying to learn because I didn't know. I just thought a few selected people would do it.
Yeah.
But it's obviously accepted among the stat babies of the world and others. And so to each his own.
Each their own. And then Maurice, I wanted you to be able to elaborate a little bit on the hip hop versus sports conversation.
I don't know. When I like I said, when I thought of the question, just you always hear athletes get criticized for affiliating or associating themselves with anything hip hop, right? But a lot of this stuff, you grow up in it. It's part of your life. It's part of your culture. It's part of where you're from. And like it perplexed me. I was like, I don't know how you make the worlds work. Like, and I guess I was thinking in the context of like either standing next to people who do music or having your brand coexist with somebody who does music to make a bigger platform for you. And I guess the question when I thought it up in my mind, like hearing from people who are super successful artists, like how could they see it work? Not just from a music standpoint of what you're listening to and letting it influence you, but if an artist wanted to collaborate with a young athlete, like how would that look from you all's perspective? It's always like criticized, and then it feels weird when they criticize a young guy or the athlete because the athlete is like, yo, this is part of my life and part of my culture. And you just never hear from, people who are super successful musicians. That's what my question was, or I was trying to hear from them.
That's deep. Let me ask you a question. Pause for a second. Would you say that hip hop played a role in any of your bad decisions?
Yeah, 100%. I don't know. It's like the story of your life. You listen to this stuff and you emulate. Like, okay, so y'all was talking about who influenced y'all for music. I can just think about just music that I listened to in high school, and whenever I'm going to play football, I'm channeling the energy that somebody may be putting into a record, right? If a person is passionate about something, if they're aggressive about something, or if they're like introspective about something, if I want to channel a mood, I'll put that into music. But even when I was sort of like going through my own little self-destruction, I'm depressed.
Yeah,
I'm
what would you
listening to?
What would you listening to?
When I got arrested, I was listening to "We Taking Hits" by Young Buck. Like literally, when I got arrested, that's what I'm listening to. Like,
the whole thing about that's the double entendre pause.
No, but this is crazy.
No, guy, I'm listening.
No, hold it. No, I'm gonna bring it all the way home though.
Yeah.
I told Cam this story the other day. This is why it's surreal to me. So I ain't no dude who get up here and act like y'all wasn't influential for people. Me, I'm 39, I'm about to be 40, right? Y'all part of my childhood, right? So when you think about this, I just talk about when I went to California and I'm trying to get my life together. This is when you dropped the one disc. You had "Gotta Survive" on there, and that's the music because I used to be around Kuda and Little Fizz when I was out in California back like in 2004 or 5 or whatever that was. But I'm listening to that stuff to help me get through my moment. So when I'm getting on this show every week and I'm looking at that, like that's something that you mean to me as a part of my life when I was going through something, and I'm hearing you talk about that, right? So yeah, so like this stuff is really deep. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not like I just lived a lot of life, right? And I'm not one of those dudes who feel like weird about saying it, but like that was a part of like 2004 or 5 when I'm going through stuff trying to figure myself out. Used to have that Welcome Back song. And I used to think to myself, like, I'm going to be walking myself back to football, but I just didn't put all the pieces together. Or when you're in this moment of turmoil, you're like, man, I got to survive through this moment to get through. So definitely music plays a role in just how you feel, because I think artists, like you sort of look at artists like your older cousins or your older brothers, or I just look at like how, New York, for people my age, New York hip hop and West Coast hip hop influenced everybody, right? And so these are the voices that you listen to because you may not have somebody in your home or somebody that you may respect around you. So I would say, to me, it influenced me, and that was, some of my journey, I guess. I don't want to go down deter the road, but that's
that
me
was
sharing.
that was a great answer, and that was a
Yeah.
great question too, Mase. Both I thought the question and the answer were really great. Both you guys, that was great work.
That was dope. Definitely a full circle moment.
Wow.
Okay.
So
So
you ain't know my nigga knew Cooter and everybody. We
Yeah.
in tune. We all
Yeah,
over,
we-
man.
We all home team. We home team right here.
Welcome
That's
to
crazy.
welcome to Ohio.
Yeah, welcome to Ohio.
well,
But that taking hits was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I can't sweep that under the rug.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, as a more general question, in sports, why do you think tough love may work for some and not for others? Maurice, do you want to go first?
I don't know. And I thought about this. I think about it comes down to how you was raised.
Yeah.
And if you've dealt with men or older cousins or brothers or people just being like direct with you, and it's just what you respond to. And for me, in the realm of athletics, like if I had a coach just talk to me serious, they didn't have to yell, but if they were serious with me, somewhere in me that would resonate with me. Like they can just have a serious tone, serious voice. This is what I need done, and they would get that respond to me. But then there was a lot of guys who just that would break. Guys just wouldn't be able to just take whatever, I don't know, whatever attitude or whatever tone of voice from somebody else. It would just crush them, and they couldn't perform up under that. And so I don't know. I think some of it has to do with how you're raised and who you're used to dealing with. But I don't know. I'll let y'all weigh in.
Yeah. I think when it comes to tough love and athletes, I think the reason why it worked for some, and I know sometimes I give like the simplest answers, but I think that's a part of what makes me as an expert. But when you think about I'm just putting that out there. Tough love doesn't work for some people because it's not supposed to work. I think that's one of the things that people discount when things don't work, is that it wasn't supposed to work. And what I say to that is because you take one kid, this is what I learned even dealing with my kids and other people's kids, even when I was coaching AAU, is that you'll find one kid that can't really take that kind of correction, and they definitely can't be aggressive, and they're more diplomatic, no slight, but they're diplomatic because they're actually going to be a governor or they're actually going to be a mayor, and the type of person they are, that type of mindset goes with the type of kid they are. And sometimes that's why we see a lot of kids end up great athletes, but bad human beings, because they're actually broken away from the person they're supposed to be to try to accomplish something athletic.
That was a great answer. I don't think there's no right or wrong answer for this, or one particular answer. Tough love. So you got tough love with athletes.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give a great example. I don't even know if it's tough love. Just don't know. I'm just asking. Not even asking. I'm just stating what I've seen. Like, so Snoop Dogg's son, was one of the best high school football players there was. And I'm not saying Snoop Dogg was giving them tough love, because Snoop's one of the coolest niggas in the world. But, he gets to college and then doesn't want to play after being a top high school player for a while. Sometime, and I'm not saying this in Snoop's situation, we as parents are looking for not not saying that we want that. I'm trying to think exactly how to put this. We as parents are saying, look, this could get you financially situated.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a regular job. You're good at it already.
Yeah.
And this could provide a better future for you than I had growing up for me.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what you want.
Yeah.
So for years, they're acting like they want to do what you want, but deep down inside, this isn't really what they want to do.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, so sometimes you get what am I going to tell these niggas? I don't really want to do this shit because I don't really want to do this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to let them down.
Right? Like, give an example, and this is and just not off the topic, but this isn't really a tough love situation, but you got National College Signing Day for high school. And shout to my man Jacob York. He's putting together, we're going to have the first National College Signing Day, I believe December 20th here on It Is What It Is. We'll get you more information on that.
Yeah.
And Mo, you got to be a part of that, man. We doing National Signing Day December 20th if it goes through, man. So all these high school kids will let you know what's happening. But I seen one where this mother's dressed up in all Alabama shit. The kid got the Alabama colored blazer on, and you got the hat sitting down. He grabbed that Florida Gators hat. Oh my God, this mother walked the fuck off. Yo, she threw the shit down
and just worse than that.
And walked off. And and the guy's like, was that your mother? He's like, I gotta do what I need to do for me. So these kids have these agendas. And the last two things that I bring up is boxing scenarios. So you got Terrence Crawford, who's right now the pound for pound champion, whose mother never tells him she loves him. Yeah. Always tell him that if you could beat my son, I'll give you $10. Oh, well, you beat a nigga, but pause, you didn't do it as good as I thought you would have done it. You know what I'm saying? And Terrence Crawford channels that to where he'll fuck you up behind shit like that because his mother never told him she loved him. Or pardon me, Terrence, if I'm saying the wrong statement. I just knew it was a tough love situation.
Yeah.
And he's like, but Terrence takes it on the chin, like, whatever, I take it in stride and I do my thing. Now, another boxer I'll use, for example, is Oscar De La Hoya. Had a great career as a boxer. His father never tell him he loved him, and today he's still mad about it. He ain't even been boxing for however many years. He still goes through dark moments. When I seen this documentary about, I think my pops told me he loved me till my whole career was over, man.
Yeah. And it worked on him.
Right. So that's what we're trying to figure out. Who does it work for? Who doesn't it work for? So
that might be the theory, though. It works on the people it works for.
Exactly. So it's different. That's a great answer, but it's just, it depends. You don't know. You just don't know.
And that's the thing. You're not going to know until you do it.
Right.
You'll
and it's a documentary out there that I want people to watch for this topic. It's called Trophy Kids. Because it's called, just on, this young lady, a little girl actually, 6, 7 years old, going for the father, like, you gonna fucking hit this ball, we gonna Tiger Woods, da. And it's a bunch of scenarios of where parents are forcing their kids to play sports that the kids may not want to necessarily play. The kids are crying, they're upset, some of them may want to do it. But this documentary, Trophy Kids, is showing that it seems like the kids don't want to do it. The reason I remember this documentary so well is because when my son was like 7 or 8, he's getting a little sassy with me. And I never wanted to make my son do something he didn't want to do.
Yeah.
So come in the basement for a minute. Let's watch something together. And these kids is crying and these parents are screaming at them and yelling at them saying, you gonna do this? I said, this could be you. I'm like, this now. You keep up with the little attitude and all this. Not this could be you. This will be you. Yeah. So, Trophy Kids, man, on this topic right here. The documentary's probably about 12 years old or something like that, but it's really good documentary on this topic.
Yeah. It's probably just really good when you, I think you should only give tough love to the kid that have expressed that this is something they want to do. I think if a kid hasn't shown you that, then he may not be capable of handling the tough love. So you want to check with your kid and make sure it's something they really want to do and give them the opportunity to do other sports. I think we tried a lot of things, pause, to know what we wanted to do.
Good point. So we're going to go to break. Maurice, thank you for being here.
Yo, Mo, thank you every week, man. We appreciate you.
For real.
Growing up, niggas was in the slumber. See, Mo was in
that
too,
was
baby.
crazy.
Mo, thank you, bro.
It's
We
the
appreciate
dance.
you, man. Yeah,
Mo,
you seen that
where that
two-step like
Tupac mask at, Mo?
Yeah, the Freddie Bop. They call it that thing.
Freddie
Oh, there you go. The
Bop.
Freddie. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, niggas was
I'm
calling
going
that
looking for Jada right now.
Mo, thank you, man. I'm going to call you over the weekend and we'll see you next week, bro.
Thank you. And then
Thanks, Mo.
when we return, we will talk about our top 10 NBA list.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. I'm stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it. Wanna be free. Why am I in this woman?
Welcome back. So as we know, ESPN dropped their top 10 NBA lists in the order it being Giannis, Jokic, Embiid, Luka, Steph, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, Shea, LeBron James, and lastly, Anthony Davis. So we spoke a little bit about it yesterday, but today I want your top 10 list.
Mace, you could go because I didn't put my list in order. I have my players,
All right.
but I'm going to put mine by you. I'll listen to you and
Okay.
doing it now. Go ahead.
Number 1, Mace's top 10 list. My list is based upon who can take over the game and who can change the game at any point in time. Number 1, I'm going with Joker. That's who I'm going with, number 1.
I agree with that.
Simply because I know a lot of people got Giannis, number 1, but I got Joker, number 1, because I don't think there's nobody that can impact the game as much as he can. And that's from the perimeter or down low. When he's up top, it's harder to guard him. If y'all need me to go fast, I'll go faster.
And not only that, he's a terrific passer as well.
Yeah. So anywhere on the floor, he can affect the game. I know to a lot of people, they may argue this, but my second player I'm going to put down is Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry, I got him 2. Simply, again, because he could change the game at any point. You could feel like you're up 8 points and be down 4 in seconds. So that's why I got him at number 2. Number 3, I got Giannis. Giannis is at number 3. We already know everything that Giannis does. Then I got Embiid at 4. Embiid is at 4 on my list. And then I'm going Kevin Durant at 5. I got KD again because KD is so explosive as a player. He can seem cool, but I never seen somebody that had 40 on a quiet night. You remember back in the days, niggas said he had a quiet 40.
Yeah, absolutely.
I look up and he really didn't play that hard. And he got 40 points. And when we went to that game, it didn't seem like he did anything.
Right.
Really. That was spectacular. But when you look in the box score, he had 32, 35. So I got Kevin Durant at 5. Then I got Luka at 6. I got Luka 6. And then I got who I want to go with next. Because this list was funny to me. I got LeBron actually at 7. I got LeBron at 7. I got Sha at 8. And then I got Ja Morant. Realistically, I could put Ja Sha could mix 8 or 9. Ja Morant at 9. And then I got Devin Booker at 10. Anthony Davis is not in my list. There's no way he could be in my list. Rich Paul, my bad. But I go with the players, man. I'm from Titletown, man.
Anthony
Dogs.
Davis got a title.
I mean, I like dogs, paws, animals, savages.
He was barking in that locker room. What I'll do is real quick, because I see they're wanting us for time, and I want to elaborate this on when we come back on Monday. I'll just give you my top 5 real quick, and I'll elaborate on the top 10 when we come back.
Yeah.
But number 1, I have Joker.
Yeah.
Number 2, I have the Greek Freak.
Yeah.
Number 3, I have Steph Curry. I swapped out. You had Steph Curry 2. I have Steph Curry 3 and Joke and Greek Freak 2. Pardon me. Kevin Durant 4th and Jason Tatum number 5. And when we come back next week, I'll elaborate on why I picked those people, and I'll give you my second top.
Well, mine is first Jokic, then I have Giannis, Steph, Embiid, Tatum, Luka, KD, LeBron, Shea, and Jimmy Butler at 10 over AD. And I can also elaborate on that Monday.
You don't have Ja in your list?
No, not for right now.
I'm walking off. Yo,
but there's multiple reasons. Also, especially because he's not even going to be playing for real. So
my thing about Ja is he would be on my list, but he's another one. Availability. He's the best availability. He's always getting hurt. And he is not, and he comes back full explosiveness, pause every time he comes back. But every year he gets hurt. He missed 25 games one year, because I remember they was trying to make a big deal about, they're playing better without Ja. They have a better record. And I'm like, Ja's nice, my nigga. So I just want Ja to stay healthy, and maybe these 25 games off will lead into the playoffs, a better result.
Good points. Well, comment down below your list. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you all for watching. And of course, it is what it is.
Two big necks, like when they doing them 2 for $5.